A lose-lose situation now. What came out still on top.
With Floyd? You said, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
Just it was a situation that he put me in to, make me lose.
What Floyd trying to do? Gervonta Davis talking about Floyd trying to make him leave his old trainer.
Chaos erupted at the airport when Gervonta Davis unexpectedly confronted Floyd Mayweather. With Floyd flanked by his wife and bodyguards, the tense scene quickly drew a crowd. The surprise face-off left Mayweather visibly caught off guard as both men stood firm. The atmosphere thick with intensity.
I know everything he said. All that bullshit.
Whispers are spreading that Mayweather might be training Lamont Roach Davis's next opponent. For Davis, this fight has now taken on a personal edge. The idea that the man who once guided his rise could now be aiding his rival stings deeply. Even though it's unconfirmed, the rumor alone has added serious emotional weight to an already important bout.
He almost hit you. Get that. I know where something gonna go. I go that way for a reason. I wish the girl recorded. I wish he recorded.
Mayweather has often claimed to support Davis, but his actions have sometimes suggested otherwise. One of the most talked about moments was when Floyd allegedly gave details about Davis's style to Frank Martin, another opponent. Considering Floyd knows Davis inside out, that move felt like a complete betrayal.
Young fighters, he loves to embrace guys. So what was being around talking to Floyd? Like, what has Floyd taught you about fighting? And has it made you a better fighter? Because he could tell me all day to do that shit he does. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what does being around a guy like Floyd do for you?
He could tell you, go run at 2 in the morning. You know, go do it when, cause 9 times out of 10, we know your opponent sleep at that time. So go run at 2 in the morning and go give yourself a mental edge, you know, like, cause you know you out there working every night at 2 in the morning running. That's a lot of the times your opponent sleep. You know, it could be little things that'll take you to the next level. You know, that Floyd, a person like Floyd, like if he tell you that, you gonna take a lot of heave to it and it's gonna give you a different type of motivation when you doing it. He could show you something. You know, and it could be the same thing. You know, you might not be able to do it like him, but just it coming from him, it'll give you like a different type of like feel about yourself.
That moment hit Davis hard. Floyd wasn't just his promoter, he was a mentor. The idea that someone who helped build him might now be trying to take him down wasn't just shocking, it was heartbreaking. This wasn't just business, it felt deeply personal.
You know, he the one told Frank that I was running at 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. But I knew for sure that wasn't going to be enough to beat me. It's cool. It's all right. I don't really think too much of it. He's not going to hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's good to be with him than be cool with him because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll put you in bad situations.
Things escalated when Mayweather teased a new documentary that he says will reveal unseen footage and inside stories, including ones involving Davis. The project feels more like a final jab than a tribute, signaling that Floyd is ready to make their rift public and permanent.
My documentary that's coming out, you guys gonna see 26 years of behind the scenes footage that you guys have never seen.
Coach Calvin Ford, who's been with Davis from day one, didn't mince words when reacting to Mayweather's support for Frank Martin. He called it a clear sign of someone's true colors and expressed how betrayed their entire camp feels. This wasn't just about Davis, it hurt the whole team.
Another thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. You know, Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, The man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. And I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, you know. It's a rocky road that we're seeing what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story's going to reveal itself, you know. But again, that's how you burn bridges. Somebody said they said the true colors of a person is coming out, man, because they can't stand it. You know, calm is it. I don't like using that word calm, you know, but our Lord knows. He knows. He knows. He knows.
In a bold move, Davis decided to talk openly about his fight versus something that was kept secret during his time with Mayweather Promotions. He revealed financial details that exposed a lack of fairness, making it clear he's no longer staying quiet or playing by someone else's rules.
I was in a lose-lose situation. Now, what came out still on top.
With Floyd? You said, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
This little situation that he put me in to, you know, make me lose, but he thought I was gonna lose. But
You talking about like a boxing match or?
yeah, boxing match.
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 21 at the time, and I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. And around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like 10,000 a fight. So 6 months is crazy to not fight, you know? So when they came back and it was like, all right, you gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You're sitting on the shelf. So I had to fight him. In the midst of all that happened, I got evicted. I had to sell my jewelry. So now, and remind you, I'm letting them boxers that you talking about, I'm putting them on game, letting them know what's going on. Like, see, this was happening. Like, you feel me? I'm letting these guys know. So when it be like people saying they want to fight me, it's
like, how could you, nigga? I was the one that was giving you game when I was going through it.
Yeah.
When I was at the lowest part of my career, I was telling y'all niggas how so you wouldn't have to get here. And now it's like betrayal almost.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think Floyd did that intentionally?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Why? After so much time, after like, I guess, again, after what we think he helped you come into the game, he gave you the spotlight, like why would he try to diminish your career?
Because at that time, I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want to bring up but it was somehow that they were saying that I was messing with his daughter off of the fact that she kept Snapchatting me.
Okay.
She kept hitting me on the...
Davis hasn't shied away from discussing his fallout with Floyd. He suggested that Mayweather might feel threatened by his success, that maybe, deep down, Floyd doesn't want to be surpassed. It's a tough realization, but Davis believes that jealousy could be driving some of Floyd's recent decisions.
People don't know that what Floyd do. A lot of people don't know what Floyd... Everything that Floyd said right there, the chrome heart bed, the Maybach, the Lloyd shit, that was all in my post.
Oh, that was you posted that. You posted that. Oh, wow.
Chrome bag.
Right.
Lloyd shit. Maybach.
Oh.
He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh,
he was going at me. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd. Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Like when Floyd was 29. You'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of the deal.
He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn.
Some critics argue that Davis's career was carefully curated, with Floyd steering him away from dangerous opponents, while Davis has undeniable skill. There's concern that this kind of matchmaking may have slowed his journey toward greatness. Now, Davis wants to prove he can face anyone.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis is one of the most overrated fighters in the sport of boxing right now, and not because of his skills, but because of his resume, and resume does matter. In my opinion, he's a victim of what I call Terrence Crawford syndrome, where you have a really bad promoter who only wants you to fight in promotion fighters who you know that they can 100% beat. If Tank Davis wants to be great, he's going to have to fight one of the other champions in the two divisions that he fights in, 135 pounds and 140 pounds. I'm going to list off all the champions in those divisions and tell you if I think he can beat them or not. So first we got the only other full champion in 135 pounds, Shakur Stevenson. If they fought, I think Tank has a good chance of maybe knocking him out in the later rounds. But if I had to bet my house on it, I would say Shakur Stevenson would beat him in a close decision, and it would end up probably being a boring fight. But I think Shakur has the skills to beat Tank Davis over a long 12-round fight. Now we have Subriel Matias, who's a scary Terminator-like fighter who gives up the early rounds to come on later and drown you in those later rounds. But he's very stiff and he doesn't have very good footwork at all. I think Tank Davis will probably, box his face off for most of the 12 rounds. There might be some trouble in the late rounds. But if Tank can stay out of trouble, I think this is one of the few champions that he would beat, but I don't think he would fight him. Now we have Pitbull Cruz, who Tank already beat by a close decision, and Tank beat him with a broken hand.
Mayweather once stood proudly beside Davis, helping promote and elevate him. Their partnership brought Davis mainstream success, but now that bond is unraveling. Davis no longer wants to be a shadow of Floyd. He's focused on building his own name, his own way.
Do you will come back to boxing?
Oh no. I'm not coming back to the sport of boxing. The sport of boxing was good to me. I was able to make a lot of smart investments on the outside, and I just want to help. Like I said, the fighters that's up and coming. Like I was talking about, like Gervonta Tank Davis. I don't understand why he's not in the top 10 pound for pound. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Benavidez. The list goes on. There's so many tough fighters out there. So many great young champions out there that I'm proud of.
Even at their peak, Davis sometimes felt overshadowed by Mayweather's presence. Floyd often stood front and center, even when Davis was the one fighting. Leonard Ellerby confirmed that Davis was never fully tied down by contract, which opened the door for him to take control of his own path.
Later, he didn't know how good I was, how I would handle the situation, so he just threw me out there. He was hurt. I mean, not even hurt. He was just bad. First of all, Floyd gonna never want to see no one like a fighter better than them. How the fuck would you say Terrence Crawford should fight? Finna be there. That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Next in line. This is where you're next in line. So the last question is like a love tape.
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest, but he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And he because I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this.
Yeah, don't fight him. I wouldn't fight him. I mean, Floyd was good. He was top tier. I mean, I feel as though I could compete with any top fighter. I'm not saying me going at Floyd, but I'm saying like I feel as though my skills, and not to take nothing from Floyd, but I feel like my skills can compete with anybody that ever laced up a boxing glove.
You're crazy to watch, bro.
Floyd, I was doing him. He always been like that. You know what I mean? So I gotta focus on what I'm focused on. He already did what he had to do, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Me, if I did what I like what he did in the sport, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be the same way. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't fall him for like stand to himself and things like that. You know what I mean? But it's also a part of me type thing, like come back and help too. You know what I mean? So it's much love to the whole Mayweather promotion. You know what I mean? Ain't no bad blood type shit. And a lot of people think like when I be tweeting on Instagram, I be mad. I just be talking.
Mayweather often reminds fans of how he helped Davis's career. While some of that is true, Davis feels it has sometimes downplayed his own hard work. He wants people to know he's not just a product of someone else's plan. He earned his place through talent, grit, and sacrifice. Now, Davis's attention is on his next big test. Lamont Roach at the Barclays Center. This isn't just a title defense, it's a chance to prove he doesn't need anyone to guide him. It's about pride, legacy, and quieting critics once and for all with his fists.
Tank Davis, he was a young kid, came up to me when he was a kid, wanted an autograph. I signed his phone for him and told him, "You'll be world champion someday, and I'll be your promoter." Years later, he was working with some people from our team because our team is huge. We got guys in DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York, all around. He won a few fights. I think he was like 8 or 9-0. I told him, in under 24 months, you'll be world champion. Made the right moves, put him in the right position. He's a multi-millionaire now.
Absolutely.
He was a kid that couldn't even buy a bus ticket. Now he's a multi-millionaire.
Davis is prospering, and he's got a big fight coming up 3 weeks from now in the Barclays Center in New York, in Brooklyn, New York, against Lamont Roach, the 130-pound WBA champion, fighting for the 135-pound WBA championship. Now, Gervonta Davis put out a tweet and said, "This is greatness. Don't let anybody fool you or convince you otherwise." And I agree 100%. And I know that there are people that are going to come to this comment section and say, who did he fight? What did he do? Who did he fight? What did he do? If you pay attention to boxing long enough and you watch boxing long enough, you better believe you're going to hear that same question being said about every fighter in Gervonta Davis' situation.
That's it for this update. Stick around for more as the fight nears. The road to the ring is heating up, and every move Davis makes tells the world he's ready to stand alone.